Up, everybody? Good morning. Coming to you live this time. This is a little different. I've never done this before, but I got time today. Coming to you live from my day job. I'm in the yard right now, finishing up my yard check. I love catching the beautiful sunrises. Sometimes I catch them right before the bus comes or the train. It usually passes over here to LA. We might catch it because it's before 7, so we might catch it. But I just wanted to. It's been a while. It's been a while since I jumped up on the YouTube channel, so just wanted to say what's up to everybody. See how everybody's living. See how everybody's doing out there. It's hard times out here. Hard times out here. Um, I'm still tripping out on the news that PnB Rock got murdered out here in LA at the Roscoe's at Main and on Main, and it's just like, man, what do you guys think about it, man? I've been seeing a lot of reaction to it, and most of it is just like, man, the dude should have known better than to come out to LA with no security, all this jewelry on, after talking all this shit, you know, not necessarily about anybody, but just putting himself out there. Like, it's kind of a double-edged sword. You know how I feel about it. Definitely, if you're not from LA, rappers, entertainers, Instagram people, you got to know that if you're going to come out here, number one, you probably shouldn't be sharing your location, because unfortunately LA is full of haters. That's just what it is. It's full of envious dudes, envious people, envious females that will take what you've worked hard for just because they can, you know. But coming out here in the hood on that side of the 110 with all that jewelry on, my man didn't realize how big of a bullseye he had on his back. And that's the sad part, because from what I understand, he was a cool dude. I loved his music, you know. One of my favorite songs is Selfish. You guys have seen me play it, especially on my Instagram reels. I love that song. I felt like the cat had a lot of talent. He had a lot of potential, just like a lot of cats do, but they get caught up in that street shit. And they just get caught slipping, you know. On the internet right now, there are rounds of this interview that he did on a podcast where he talked about making sure he get caught slipping. And he said that he knows to stay away from certain areas just based off experience. The last time he was in LA, I guess he was on Fairfax, and he was with his baby mama and his kid, and some fools just started, talking shit, wanted to start mess with him, and he bounced out that situation very quickly. And it's just the irony of the fact that he came back to LA, decided to sit down at a chicken and at the Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles and have a meal with no security, flossing all of your jewels and everything. Who knows? A lot of people say it could have been an inside hit, could have been an inside job. I truly believe Pop Smoke was an inside job. Hell yeah. Somebody from Pop Smoke's circle murdered him. I fully believe it. Envious motherfucker that he didn't realize he was around set him up, because that right there is exactly what that looks like. This situation, I don't know. It could have been a setup from the inside. A lot of people are saying his girl set him up. I don't think his girl set him up. I think his girl was stupid and wanted to post something for clout, and wanted to post something to look, popping for the gram. And she got her man fucking. They got to him faster, right? If anything, but I don't think she could have stopped anything. If people were gonna go out there and look, then he was gonna get caught up. And that's what I think it is more than anything. I just think that right now in LA, yeah, we're talking about Maine and Manchester, but even in Beverly Hills, even in Santa Monica, even in the high-end, quote-unquote, areas, motherfuckers are coming from out of town in rental cars, jacking shit. They're going into designer stores, taking shit off the racks. So I feel like it might have been a situation where people were hunting, because I feel like now we're in the time where people like this, all they do is hunt for opportunities. It's like you can't even go out in LA with anything nice, even if you're not a rapper. Remember, I think it was on Hollywood. This guy assaulted a girl for her Rolex in the plain daylight, like broad daylight. So, I think the problem out here is definitely much more than street shit. I think it's getting out of hand. I think that LA is quickly becoming a city where the envious people are taking over, the greedy people are taking over, and it's a sad deal. It's a sad deal. Like, I don't even, if I don't have to go over downtown LA, if I don't have to go that way, I won't go that way. And I don't have nothing to take, but you just might catch somebody on a bad day. And I understand that, it's a metropolitan area and it's a big city, but the culture out here, when it comes to what people do when they're envious of you and what they do when they're jealous of you and they feel like they have a right to take what's yours, it's mind-boggling, and it's really sad. It's really sad because that's not what I want my city to be known for, and I don't think that LA should be known for that. But right now, that's what it is. It is hot out here. It's always hot out here now. Even if you don't bang, you know, even if you're just a rapper who talks, that shit'll get you killed out here. That shit'll get you shot out here. If Nipsey Hussle, if Neighborhood Nip can get shot and killed in front of his own store by someone who was around the circles, they weren't close or nothing, but he knew who homeboy was. It's gonna happen to any of us. And Nipsey did so much to try to give back to the community, to try to change the mindset of the people in the community and the people who took money out of this community. He was trying to show that we still have worth and that we're worth investing in businesses and restaurants and all kinds of things. But the root of the evil is what took him out. The root of the envy is what took him out. He was showing love to his people, trying to grow, and somebody who didn't want none of that just went in there and snatched his life from him. Yeah, I know he asked him about the papers and all of that, but and I'm not a street nigga, right? I do not bang or nothing like that, but the politics, and you get to grow up learning that shit when you're from LA and when you're in LA. And to all my people who are not from LA, who are out there making money, doing your thing on the gram, doing your thing on YouTube and this and that, that's great. But just as much as they can elevate you, it can be your downfall, because there's always people out here envious and jealous and just angry at life, that they feel like life didn't give them the opportunities it gave you. But if you're someone like myself, life didn't give you anything. You had to work hard for it. People didn't give you anything. Ain't no such thing as a handout. It's just crazy. We are killing each other, people. We are killing each other. We as a urban community, we as a black and brown people, whatever you want to say, we as an entertainment industry, we're killing our own because we're jealous and we don't understand that there's so much for everyone. It really, like, it hurts my heart. I feel for his parents. I feel for his family. That not his death doesn't hurt my heart. It's what his death symbolizes that hurts my heart. Nip's death, Pac's death. It's just people just couldn't stand that. Oh, there's the train. I told you. It's one of the worst parts of human nature and human behavior is to be envious of somebody and then not knowing how to channel that envy to be a catalyst for yourself, to get to where they're at, to work as hard as they worked, to challenge yourself to get to where you want to be at. Some people's just mentality is to just go take your shit, and to the just a little respect for human life is fucking scary to me. Like, how people, when they're in groups or we're in mob settings, because the same shit happens, I think, in the military, whether it's because you have to or whatever, just human life just starts to not have the same value to you. Whether it's a foreign human life or whatever, human life is human life. It don't matter what we look like on the outside. It don't matter what beliefs you have. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we're all just people, just trying to do the best that we can. Keep your circle tight, man. Keep your circle tight. You don't have to tell everybody your next move, and pray. You know, keep that good around you, that good energy around you. Pray, meditate, whatever you do to center the energies and to align it, you got to do it. Because it's hard out here, and there's some real evil people out here that will take your life and will take everything you have just because they can't have it on their own. So stay awake. You know, my people out there in LA, um, stay woke, man. Don't be out there slipping. You know, it's sad that you can't be out there wearing a nice chain, wearing some nice jewelry, some nice gear without the fear of getting jacked. But that's always been. It's not something new. It's just more and more prevalent that people are losing their life over it. Or maybe it's just that now with social media, we hear about it every 10 minutes. We know about it every 10 minutes. What do you guys think? Do you think that back in the days in the 70s where people were getting shanked for cocaine and fucking all of that crazy shit, do you think that time was worse? Do you think the 90s was all about race wars and, stop the second drug epidemic? What do you guys think? Do you think just this is a sign of the evolution of times? Or does this concern you? Or what do you guys think about what happened to my man PnB Rock in LA? Do you think that people should stay away from LA? Do you think if he would have had security, it would have made any difference? Or do you feel like people were hunting and he was just at the wrong place at the wrong time? What do you think? I'd be curious to know what you think. But that was on my mind. I really wanted to share my reaction to it. And I think it's sad as fuck that local rappers are going into other cities and getting killed. Sometimes it's neighboring cities. Sometimes it's not just LA. You know, I read that it happened in Detroit. It happened in Milwaukee. Young Dolph. I mean, like envious people are always gonna find you because that's their drive. You know, they're life suckers. You know, they're just there to take and take and take. So put your guard up. Put your guard up. Keep good people around you. Protect your energy, like my man S-Bone says. Protect your energy. Go check out his channel, S-Bone. Giving you a shout out, my man. I know you don't need it, but giving you a shout out. You're one of my main dudes, I appreciate you. You're one of the realest dudes I've ever met in life. So shout out to you. But yeah, let me know your comments. Let me know what you guys think. I really appreciate the time. A live dabs podcast. I know it's early. Most of y'all are still sleeping, wiping the coal out your eye. So I hope you check this video out and give me your comments and see what you guys think. I really appreciate it, guys. I'll be back. Appreciate the support. Share, like, subscribe the Dabs channel. Deuces, baby. I gotta go. Deuce.